Hello, lovely humans, and welcome back. For those of you who are not new to the health and fitness side of YouTube, you have probably heard of the Queen, Natacha Oceane. Her bubbly personality has gotten her over 1 million subscribers, and honestly, it's not hard to see why. Her page is basically like a fountain of information for those who want to learn more about health and fitness, but also how to have a healthy relationship with food. Her lifestyle is all about moderation, balance, and sustainability. And for someone like this hot mess over here who has spent a lifetime struggling to have a healthy relationship with food, her entire lifestyle is basically goals. So in this video, I'm going to be both eating and training like Natacha, and I know that the training is going to slaughter me. It's going to be brutal. The girl is a beast and she is in shape.
And you're just gonna die.
The food I am very excited about. Speaking of which, what's for breakfast, Natacha?
We're making matcha pancakes.
This right here is the beautiful piece of breakfast artwork that we're trying to mimic.
A lot of people are into matcha.
Spoiler alert, I am not one of them. But I do kind of like getting out of my comfort zone every now and then. For all of the recipes that I decided to make in this video, I actually had to do a big old Walmart delivery on top of my regular groceries because none of it was what I normally ate. The actual making of the batter was really easy. You literally just chunk it in the food processor and, get it to this beautiful puke color. Not gonna lie, matcha does not make for a delicious looking batter.
Oh, that's nasty.
Mine unfortunately stuck like crazy to the pan. I actually had to throw the first ones out because they were like massacred. So I did end up having to use some nonstick spray just for the sake of the survival of my pancakes. Her pancakes were definitely much more beautifully circular than mine, but frankly, I'm a lot more concerned about taste. I also decided to put the bananas in the air fryer instead of the grill. Honestly, they were not the prettiest looking, but it was functional. I am groggy and in my jammies and very ready for breakfast. I was not about to put on extra makeup this morning just to cook and stuff face. Let's eat. I am freaking praying these are good because it's 10 o'clock in the morning and I'm starving. This is way later than I usually eat breakfast. We got some sugar-free syrup on the off chance it tastes horrible. I can just drown out the awfulness because I don't know how I feel about matcha. This is also a lot more calories than I would normally have in my breakfasts, but at least it's homemade.
Well, at least I got one thing right.
Please be delicious. You were too much effort to do this again. Oh. Indecent exposure, my bad.
Put it away, put it away.
I can see how if you like matcha, you'd like these. I don't know how I feel about matcha still, but I will say it does pair very nicely with the strawberries, and it is edible, so I'll freaking take it. Excuse me, ma'am. What are you doing? You got one little beggar? And two little beggars. They're not getting any. The flavor did actually grow on me. I'm not going to say it's my favorite breakfast ever, but I am kind of proud of myself for getting out of my comfort zone. Couldn't quite finish it all because, my tummy is out. I'm just going to edit that. I need a bigger robe. But it was a little too much for me to finish the entire thing, so I'll put the rest in the fridge and then continue about my day. I'm glad I tried something new. So Natacha, what are our workouts for the week?
Now I'm training 6 hours a week. I've got two 2-hour endurance sessions, 2 1-hour gym sessions.
So Natacha is currently training for an ultra marathon, which is insane, and I absolutely applaud her for working her butt off. I am nowhere near that point, but we do have something in common, and that is that we are both injured. She is seeing a PT for an ankle injury. I am seeing myself, because I am a PT, for ankle and foot injuries. And it is definitely putting a bit of a damper on things, so I'm going to make sure that I am being very careful not to injure myself while I'm doing all these exercises.
It's time.
So although Natacha is training with zone-specific focus in mind, I'm not as concerned about that. She had mentioned in one of her videos that the reason she does zone training is basically just to make sure that she's not having so much of a buildup of lactate when she is working on her ultramarathon. For me, I'm more just focused on general endurance and general survival because I'm at a whole different level of fitness. For those of you that are like, what the heck is zone training? Let me just give you a nutshell version. There are different zones, and the determining factor is what percentage of your max heart rate you're at. What zone you're in is what determines what fuel source is being used, and it gives you a better idea of the intensity of your workouts. So it's a way to track it. For those of you that are wondering how on earth to find your max heart rate, the easiest way to do so is literally just to take 220 and subtract your age. I am going to tentatively try zone training just because she was doing it in this video, just to get an idea of at what point I start feeling exhausted.
All right. Step one, move a certain kitty out of the way. I know, I'm sorry.
Hopefully the lighting in here is decent. My house is a bunker. It's a forever struggle. Although my camera is crooked. All right. My bike is a stationary bike. I think recumbent is what it's called, rather than the like ride on top that Natasha has been doing, but that's okay. We are just gonna make it work. I got my jug of water. Damn, girl! And we're gonna get started. I put a little post-it on here with what I need to know for where my heart rate should be, and I'm gonna track it with my Fitbit. The first 10 minutes is zone 1. I'm at 96 right now, which is fairly high because I was moving around my room. I have to keep it in between 93 and 112 beats a minute for like the first 10 minutes, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Famous last words.
A few moments later.
I had to get up to move the camera, and she tried to steal my seat again. Now she's mad about it. We got through the first 10 minutes. I'm a little winded. That was the warm-up. So obviously I've got some ways to go before I'm anywhere near as fit as Natasha. But that's why these videos are so fun. They give me something to aspire to, and it gets me moving. So gradually getting rid of this if I can just get my diet in check. Zone 2 is 30 minutes of having a heart rate in between 112 and 130 minutes. It's been like 30 seconds and my quads are on fire! I can do this.
Oh!
Sir! Move! He tried to die.
We're so close, you guys.
I think I did myself in by getting to the zone 2 for a few minutes. My knees are in agony and I'm struggling to push the pedals at all. I genuinely don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to 30. I did, in fact, not make it to 30 minutes in zone 2. Oh god. Okay, I was literally 5 minutes through that, and my doorbell rang, and my window guy is here to like replace the screen that my cat damaged. I'm dying. Full disclosure, in case you're not aware, I'm fat. I'm not in as good a shape as Natacha Oceane. I don't even know if like my regular speed, I can get through 60 minutes on the bike. And as I already feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack, like just walking to the door, I'm at, well, it's only at 100. I'm just out of shape. Oh god, that's depressing. Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say, forget the zone training for the time being. I'm gonna get back on the bike while he's fixing the window, and I'm just gonna try and finish an hour without dying, because for me, that's a feat. Oh god. Obviously, I'm not trying to run an ultra marathon yet.
Well, duh!
Realistically, I can't run for like 20 feet without my knees hurting and then the stupid ankle injury acting up. So I'm just gonna focus on building to like, my first goal would be fix this injury, like get that taken care of, and then get to the point where I can run in a 5K, but I don't want to start the running part until I'm under 200 pounds because that is a lot of impact on my joints with this leg bouncing. Let's get back on the bike so I'm not wasting time. In her video, I will admit that it was the one where she was doing like the 3-hour bike ride, not the 1 hour, but she did have a little bit of Sour Patch Kids for a little extra boost. Halfway through, I'm at the point where I feel like I need a boost. I'm always down for sugar, but I will not be eating the whole bag because I'm not doing this for 3 hours and I'm already round enough. Like missed my mouth. I did, in fact, stick to my limits and not eat the entire bag. I did it! 1 hour down! Woohoo! The zone training might not have worked out, but honestly, I am still really proud of myself for getting through the whole hour because for my level of fitness, that was a lot. So, we're doing things to get better. Woo!
Let's eat.
For lunch, Natasha made a ginormous bagel sandwich with tons of veggies. While looking through Natasha's video, I did see on her counter a cucumber, However, when I saw the finished product of the sandwich, it was very well hidden or not in there. So I don't know if that was something she had set out for something else, but I'm throwing a cucumber in anyways because they're delicious. We have so far added avocado, which I don't normally like, so this will be a challenge. And now we are adding the cottage cheese,
Now that is cottage cheese to my liking.
which I'm also not particularly thrilled with. This is what I would like to call a challenge meal.
Challenge accepted.
But it'll give me protein. Do, 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 do. And she had like a mountain of cottage cheese in her video too, so I'm like, oh god, let me actually like my lunch. Yeah. Alright, we're only gonna do one layer of tomato because that is gonna be a struggle even for me. That thing is one fat, seedy, goopy layer, and your girl has texture issues. I feel like it needs a pinch of salt, maybe pepper. Oh god, that's too much pepper! My super Caucasian taste buds cannot handle that. Oh god. I swear if I just ruined this entire sandwich, I'm gonna be so pissed. Oh god, hopefully that won't be too spicy for me.
Calm down.
And in case you're wondering, yes, that is correct. I am so painfully Caucasian that I cannot handle black pepper. I also married a Mexican who loves spicy things and thinks that it is hilarious. But it's rather depressing for me because I want to try the spicy things and like them and not feel like my mouth is on fire. But back to the sandwich. And of course, some protein on top in the form of honey ham. I'm not a big lunch meat girly either, so this meal is challenging on like every front. Well, that's a tall sandwich. Since I took the time to cut up these chives, will we all fancy here? My entire counter is now coated in chives. That was not coordinated. Seriously, can't even make a sandwich without even making a mess. Good lord. It was nice after breakfast to not feel like ill from eating garbage or nauseous. It was just like whole, mostly foods made into stuff. And it's kind of how I feel about this lunch. Like maybe it'll end up like that, even if I don't end up liking the flavor. But I hope I like the flavor. She ate hers with a fork and knife. Lefties are not good with silverware, man. We're not going to talk about how much arugula is in my teeth right now, but I don't hate this dish. Like, I'm kind of digging it. It's not the same thing as when you go to have like a vat of mac and cheese and it's just like, oh my god. It's different in the sense of you're like, oh my god, this just tastes like real food. Sorry about the wind chimes. I have the windows open. It's beautiful outside. I'm just like, this just tastes like real food and it's kind of enjoyable how it goes together and I'm not even suffering on the tomato. Thank you, Natasha, for some healthy-ish ideas. Okay, I'm going to try picking this thing up and just be nice in the comments. This is so big. I just don't want to cut the whole thing. It makes me feel so good to know I'm not treating my body like crap today. I did also realize that I had forgotten the pickles, so I added a few of those and forced my way through eating them. I am determined to train myself to like pickles if it kills me. Based on breakfast and lunch, I honestly think that Natasha does a very good job of making high volume foods that are really filling because I couldn't even finish all of this and I can eat a lot. So now it's time for Natasha's second workout, which is full body mixed resistance training. Now, if you've ever seen her videos, you know that she is one strong lady. So honestly, I'd be lying if I said I was not scared to be trying some of these exercises, but we're going to do our best.
Hello there. In case you are sitting there looking at your screen thinking, my goodness, she looks like she's slimmed down in just a matter of seconds. You'd be correct. I call this body by stomach virus. I would love to say that this was entirely diet and exercise, my new somewhat more slender physique. But the reality is I got the stomach virus from hell and lost 8 pounds in 3 days. Worst diet plan ever. But in the meantime, I'm still like, I feel so fabulous. Now that I'm actually able to eat again, I wanted to actually be able to finish this challenge and kind of get a better idea of what Natasha does in the gym in terms of strength training. Now, I am at home. I do not have a squat rack of any capacity handy. And to be completely honest, my squat game is weak. I struggle to get good form and definitely struggle to get depth. So I will not be using a super heavy barbell like she is. Instead, I will be using what most of us have at home already. The Swiffer. That's right. You can use household items in your workouts. I've actually never done squats with the bar in front. I've only ever done it behind my head and at the squat rack, which I feel like to some extent doesn't give me as much control over my form. So I'm kind of curious as to how it's gonna go. My form is not gonna be great. Feel free to leave advice in the comments on how to make it better, but I know my main issue is I'm weak and can't go deep. But we're gonna try it. Bar in front. She did a squat. Here she comes up. And then she brings it down. I'm already feeling the burn. Oh God, now I'm too deep. Can I get back up? We'll pretend that that was pretty. Forgetting the other camera for a second, we're just gonna focus on not sucking with the form. She didn't really say anything in her video about the specific number of sets and reps. I'm going to guesstimate just based on my own abilities. I'm gonna say roughly for this, probably somewhere in the 2 of 10 category because I am not super strong.
Set number 2.
First exercise done, and I am already sweating, and my thighs are burning. I might be walking like a newborn giraffe tomorrow. Y'all, I am so freaking excited. I bought this 2 freaking years ago, and I am finally, thanks to this video, having an excuse to use it. This workout might kill me though. I gotta be honest, y'all. Right now, my legs are burning so freaking bad from the last exercise. I don't know if I'm gonna even be able to get up to do this exercise, but I'm gonna try. Oh, crap. Oh, I need more traction in my shoes. Take 2, shoe-free edition. Even my feet are sweating at this point. Holy crap. Honest to God, I have a new level of respect for Natacha after doing this exercise because it is so hard to raise your knees and twist without like simultaneously twisting the Bozu ball and toppling to the floor. I've watched her do this exercise like 25 times to get my brain to compute. I still don't know what it's called. If you guys are like resident gym rats, please educate a girl because I don't know what this is. All I can think of every single time I see it is Edna from The Incredibles and that guy who walks all tiny on TikTok to mimic her that like slays me. That is basically forevermore gonna be the Edna walk. So Natacha was doing her Edna walk with a weight overhead. As my legs are already throbbing and I have 0 upper and or lower body strength, we will be improvising with a weight-shaped object as I do not have giant weight plates here anyways, but I do have a ring light. My cat is watching me from the couch like, what the frick are you doing, Mom? I don't even know if I can get into this position. Come on, legs, don't fail me now! Oh God, they've already failed. Okay. Up in the air. I don't think this is what she was doing. But it's like a crawly Edna walk. Okay, we're just gonna call this one a fail. Someone tell me what the heck this is so I can understand what the form is because I can't walk like that. It's your moment to shine. Oh, I've not done well with my push-up practice. We have regressed a little with our push-ups. This is what happens when you haven't practiced in like 3 months. Because ever since I did push-ups for a day video, I got sick. And then just forgot to get back on it. New motivation to get my crap together after this. My shoulders are toast. Natacha, you are truly an inspiration. I cannot wait for the day where I'm even like half as strong as you. Like, holy cow. I always feel like I struggle to get the form right for these. I do not, in fact, have a lat pull down machine like Natasha did handy at that gym, so we are going to improvise again, and hopefully this won't come back to bite me in the butt. I've seen one, as I almost trip over a stool. I've seen one too many videos online where people get injured with like at-home gym fails. So instead, we're gonna use a gold TheraBand because it is literally the only like straight band I have instead of the rounded ones. A kettlebell and my front door, and we'll see if this works. I also don't want to break my door. Yes! Lunge position. Tucked.
Have this feeling, haven't felt for so long. Took a hold of
I think I need to be a little closer to the door, so it's more of a pull down instead of back.
me and won't let go. I've been sleeping.
If you decide to be all weirdly creative and questionably funky with your exercise equipment, just make sure you use a TheraBand that's not so ancient it's gonna like snap and give you whiplash.
Caught me off my guard, cause you're in my space and now I'm so.
Success! I always forget the name of this. I think it's Halal Press or some variety of it. But it is one that I enjoy because not only are you using all of your upper body, but you're also incorporating your core strength because you got to really get those engaged. For this one, I do not, again, have the same type of machine she used, but our handy dandy TheraBand and a door hinge will work just fine. All this effort just because I'm not comfortable with filming in the gym as much as I would like to be. All right, we're going to feed it through the door hinge. It's about even. Miraculously, the door can still close. Hopefully that'll stay on the hinge.
Pull me towards you and I
Ooh, this is hard.
can't fight it. My head's underwater. I try to disguise
My form's not perfect. I need to be able to like tuck my pelvis more, but I'm working on it.
it. Want you to hold me, though we haven't spoken.
Okay, that was basically a full body workout. I'm pooped and pretty proud of myself. Just call me Buff MacGyver.
Let's just say that me being a little bit afraid of these exercises made a lot of sense because y'all, I was sore for like 5 days after doing these exercises, but I did really enjoy them. And I hope you did too.
I'm a Greek salad machine.
Unlike Natasha's boyfriend Mario, I am not a Greek salad machine, but I did at least make a pretty solid attempt to get all of my ingredients cut up and mixed together, make the chicken to go on top, and then, of course, the toast.
It's a yes for me.
You guys, we need to talk about that dinner. I feel like I really, honestly, am kind of proud of myself because I have been challenging myself all day with foods that either I would never pair together or that I just like flat out don't normally like individually, and somehow my mind has been like blown. I haven't necessarily had anything that was like, holy frick, this is a 10 out of 10. But I have managed to have 3 different meals today that I actually enjoyed and never thought in a million years I would. Like that Mediterranean salad. I don't like tomatoes. Not really a big fan of red onions. Not really ever going to be a fan of olives. Yet that was like 90% of the salad, and somehow it kind of worked with the chicken and that little bite of toast. Feeling kind of proud of myself. So thank you, Natasha, for the inspiration. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing like whatever she has to cook in her future videos because I feel like she really does have the balance in terms of like, say, just a smidge of processed food, but with healthier foods. But also just a balance with where you're using like healthy ingredients to just create something delicious. Kind of at the drop of a hat. Like she makes it look easy at least. And it just makes me really happy. Like I want to eventually have the same kind of relationship with food she does where it's healthy and balanced. And I feel like just trying this stuff honestly got me a step closer. So yeah, pretty good day. So if you want to see some more shenanigans, you know what you gotta do. Click that subscribe button and make my day. And of course, that means that you're joining this lovely community of people who are all trying to get happy and healthy one freaking step at a time. And I will see you absolutely lovely humans in the next one. Bye bye.